Hello, welcome to the Hands Up for Trad afternoon show. As we speak, there's a frenzy of voting going on in two places in the world, the USA and the MG Alapa Scots Trad Music Awards. If you haven't checked out the nominations yet, please visit scotstradmusicawards.com. Oh, you can see on your screen there. I can assure you that there are no politicians nominated in any way. Now remember, please tell us where you're watching from and share the show with your friends. Please welcome our amazing guests today, Mànran and Alana MacInnes. Welcome, guys.
Thanks very much for having us. How are you?
Very good, very good. Can I hear you speak, Gary?
Hi. Hello, Alana. You're looking lovely. It's a nice mood light there.
Stop it, Gary.
You're very quiet, Gary.
Very quiet. Well, that's something that nobody's ever told me before, let me tell you.
Yes. Well, anyway, have you all voted in the Scots Trad Music Awards yet? Aidan?
Oh, of course. Yeah. I was the first vote in, actually.
I was imagining you'd be voting for your fellow bandmate, Graham Rory.
I was going to say I've got vested interest in Graham Rory of Nos, would you believe?
Well, before we get chatting, we are going to show a video from Tidelines, and it's their video it's called Taste the Rain from their latest album, and it's nominated in the Trad Video of the Year.
Proud and pretty girl with her smile, she is commanding all her company. She says she's feeling tired, but she looks fine from where you're standing on your own across the bar. It's the air upon the street when all the charming people meet and don't get far. When your heart is drunk and you feel no pain, and you find yourself walking home again. So you kiss the cold and you taste the rain, and you sing the old farewell. Clouds of cigarette smoke and a girl selling roses on the pavement. Crowds of lonesome lovers faking smiles and holding poses as a silenter slips by. They exist with hope and grace in another time and place beyond the sky. When your heart is drunk and you feel no pain, and you find yourself walking home again. So you kiss the cold and you taste the rain, and you sing the old farewell. When your heart is drunk and you feel no pain, and you find yourself walking home again. So you kiss the cold and you taste the rain, and you sing the old farewell. Through the stormy weather, on the path of changes, we will stand together, walking through the ages. Through the stormy weather, on the path of changes, we will stand together, walking through the ages. Through the stormy weather, on the path of changes, we will stand together, walking through the ages.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. I just wanted to say that is fantastic. I love the choir. And there's Christine Blackmore in the comments. We should be looking out for herself in the choir. Anyway, Mànran are coming on today to chat about their upcoming live stream concert. And I wondered if its concert was going to start something like this. That's fantastic, guys. That looks really exciting. Is that how this upcoming live stream will start, Gary?
Well, you've just completely ruined it there. That was one of our favourite night. That was one of our favourite gigs in the Park Bar. You were just watching there.
So tell us about this concert that's coming up, Gary.
Yeah, so our last Scottish concert this year was in the Barlins, and we went on tour in England, and then as we went to go to France, things inevitably started closing down round about us. Here we are a number of months later, and this our 10-year as a band, and we really wanted to mark it. We were going to mark it with our own festival in Fort William, a 2-day event, and obviously that all had to be postponed and cancelled and such like. So we either had two options: we just let 2020 go without marking actually the 10-year anniversary, or we put a show on. And we thought, well, where can we put a show on that would be really good fun and nice and iconic? And it's like, well, let's just go back to the last Scottish venue that we did and go back to the Barrowlands.
I mean, because you guys are old hands at the Barrowlands anyway, aren't you?
Well, I think this is our 6th or 7th time in the venue, which is quite remarkable, really, because it's such an incredibly, famous and iconic venue. But, I think that's testament to where traditional music is as well, because, 10 years ago, for instance, there was very, very few bands performing in these kind of shows, especially in these size of venues. And now, it's not only us that's performing there. There are a number of other Scottish bands as well in the same sort of genres of music that are doing the same gigs and selling it out. And it's, again, testament to the great support that's out there. And, of course, the great work that yourselves and all the guys do for traditional music. And
Aidan, now, I should say, Aidan, because usually what I do is I introduce you all when you came on, and I got totally confused. I was so excited by that intro there that I forgot to say that Aidan, you're new to the band. You're the guitar player in the band. So will there be any new material at this concert?
Yeah, we are focusing on the kind of tried and tested Mànran stuff, but we've been busy recording a new album, and we're going to trickle in a few for the kind of first listen. So yeah, if you come along, you'll get some exclusive previews. I think that's what we're calling it.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, there's going to be loads of fans. And how do you buy tickets for it?
So what you do is you just jump over to mànran.co.uk, and there's also just at the bottom of the screen, just like magic, or in our social channels as well. And one of the big things we really wanted to do was we wanted to make it accessible for anybody. We realised that not only for musicians, but the whole country, the whole world indeed is very much on its knees at the moment, and money is not something that is readily available for most. So we didn't want anyone missing out in the concert, so the tickets are donation only. So if you can afford £1, I think that's the very minimum you can watch for. And if you feel you'd like to donate more, then you can. But, we don't want to exclude anybody from hopefully joining in this celebration with us.
Well, that's very kind, actually. We were talking before the show, Aidan, that actually, so as we say, you're new to the band, and probably by this point if COVID didn't happen, you were probably 65 gigs in with Mànran, and now it's hardly any. I mean, this is still like a new thing for you.
That's exactly, yeah. It feels like this is still my apprenticeship. I don't think I've even done 10 gigs yet. So it's been slow going. But I was saying, I think about 20% of them have been in the Barrowlands, which is a good ratio. So that's a silver lining.
Well, we're going to watch a video from the 2020 Celtic Connections Barrowlands concert. We're going to watch it's oh man, here we go. Here's my Gaelic. I apologise now, Alana. It's a Vrikish Ualoch from last concert, sang by the new singer as well, Kim Carney.
Schipperike sjassentero, hivrike sjuva atem seriero, Baimu eskapero, hiskapuhan in farsengero huvedoi, Sjuvrike sjuvikero, Sjuvrike sjuvikeriero, Vikishan den juasavero, Hisham den juhovina krauna go.
Stuff. Oh, that'll be amazing. Actually, are you going to have any fake crowd noise?
Well, we had. We're still to decide exactly on whether we use some of the crowd that we last enjoyed at the Barlins, part of that concert there. So we're not duping people. We're actually saying, here is the last time we played here, and here is a live crowd for our show. But we're in two minds. We're sitting on the fence. Aidan's he's got the casting vote on that one, so we're waiting to see how he goes with it.
Yeah, I think a tumbleweed sample might be more effective. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, well, as you know, when we do the Hands Up Town Music Club, we pump in audience sound, and actually people like it because there's nothing worse than that silence when you finish. Even for the people who are watching, even if you don't hear it. I quite like it. In fact, if you're looking, I've got some of Rura's 10th anniversary gig from the fruit market. If you want a little bit of that to mix in.
That's right. Let's just. Well, to be honest, I was thinking more. The last Scotland-England football game. Maybe grab some of that from Hampden and put it through the speakers.
Now, Gary, you have also got a book coming out. Tell us about that.
The Life and Times. Well, in the next couple of weeks, really, I haven't announced this to anybody, really, but been working away in a book this year, just full of stories and tunes and songs that have been recorded over the years by various artists and myself. And next month, I'm the big 4-0, the big 40. So next month, it all happens, and I just thought it'd be a nice time to mark it in my life with sort of the first 40 years, a book of tunes and songs and stories. So looking forward to that coming out in the coming weeks.
That'll be great. So you've been writing tunes for 40 years. That's amazing.
Well, not quite writing for 40 years. The first 10 or so certainly were just spent running about the garden with a shinty stick. But the last 30, I would say. And
does the book have a title?
It does. It's called The First 40 Years. And
catchy.
Gary in is the first 40 years, and I say I won't ruin the cover, but something that kind of hopefully ties in quite well with it. And as I say, it's just something again to keep us busy during this time. It's been something I've been meaning to do for a number of years. I think I calculate there was 71 tunes and songs that I've written have been recorded or played by other artists on various albums, between my own, Mànran, Duncan Chisholm, and and so many more. So I just thought, it'd be a nice time. And so many people ask me, "Oh, can I get the dots for this?" Or it's like, right, I've got all this time in my hands. Let me get a wee book on the go.
Well, that sounds great. Actually, I look forward to it. That's a lot of tunes to being recorded by other people. That's a great achievement.
Yeah, it is, and never ever once been nominated in the top 4 for Composer of the Year. But I don't know I don't know how to get in that top 4, Simon.
Well,
maybe you can put a word in for me.
It doesn't mean that they're any good.
It's quality, not quantity.
Well, of course, at the Trad Awards this year, we don't have Composer of the Year. It's original work. of the
That's
year.
right, yeah, and some great entries there too. Some very deserving people. That'll be a great final.
Yeah, no, it's quite an interesting category in terms of moving away just from composition. So if you release a single, then you could go into that, which doesn't fit in the album of the year. So it is really good. And Aidan, you've also been really busy with Nos, your band. You've set up a great Patreon account, which has been really busy, and you're also making an album as well.
Yes, we are. It's called Our First 24 Years, and it comes out in April, May. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah, the Patreon's a great thing. We've had an incredible amount of support, which has really made this year a lot easier on us. You know, it's a good bit of stuff that we can put towards recording and releasing the album. So we've been busy writing a whole thing of new material. We thought we'd do the whole album completely original because we've got the time. So why not? So if you were into that stuff on the last album, you'll like this one. And if you weren't, then you should maybe wait until the next.
And when will this album come out?
We're going for a late spring 2021 release. And we're just going to pull the trigger whether the world is back to normal or not.
And is that 2 years after the last one, roughly?
It is, yeah, almost exactly 2 years after Drawn from Deep Water. So we thought it was time to put something else out there.
Absolutely. Well, one for Album of the Year 2021, as long as next to your Composer of the Year.
Yeah, you don't know if it's any good yet.
Oh, it's going to be. I can't wait for the Trad Awards next year, Aidan. It's going to be a big night.
I know, well, me and you.
Well, as long as it's a night.
Well, that's true.
Totally.
We're going to finish off by watching another Mànran gig at the Barrowlands, and it's from 2015, and it's called Echo Falls. This is, Aidan said before, this is two guitarists before him. What was it? Do you remember this gig, Gary?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, this was our first time in the Barrowlands. We just thought, well, let's just hire the venue and just see how it goes. One of those things, we put a kind of Christmas gig on for years and years before. You looked at the bands like the Saw Doctors and Runrig and things like that, and they all used to come over and put a big Christmas show on. And yeah, I put it to the guys and said, look, why don't we hire it and just take a stab at it? And you know, it was literally one of those that could have rooked the band, you know, because I think most people don't understand when you hire a venue like that, you're just hiring the four walls, and then you have to put sound and lighting and crew and security and blah blah blah, and it's a full production. So we threw everything against the wall, and thankfully some of it stuck, and we had an incredible night altogether. And yeah, that 2015 gig will certainly live on in certainly all the Mànran memories, because it felt like a real milestone that evening.
And I should say, just to get to buy tickets for the online gig on the 15th of November, which starts at 7:30 p.m, doesn't it?
7:30 it does, yeah, and that's a week Saturday.
And that's manran.co.uk. Definitely worth going. And what a very generous deal. Hopefully we'll see thousands of people there as well. So let's watch Echo Falls by Mànran. That's great, isn't it? Totally rocking. I just want a few shout outs to people who are watching. Hi to Philip in freezing Norwich. And hi to Marianne Horn. Hi to Alison from Peterhead in Aberdeenshire. Debbie from Aberdeenshire. Who else? David from Ballahoolish. Morag from Chile, Turfickin. Christine from Cambridgeshire. Oh, and there's Donna from Michigan. Very much in the news, Donna, at the moment. Paul loves Tidelines, and I'm sure he loves Mànran as well. And there's Christine again. Lorraine from Sunny Ayrshire. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Paul. Hi, Gail. Loves Mànran, and Kim Carney rocks. Tom from Japan. Tom from Japan, and he was planning to join Mànran's gig in April, all the way from Japan. Here's Tom from an overcast Motherwell. I know how you're feeling, Tom. Lucy from Kent. Morag. Hopefully this track's on the new album. I'm sure it will be. Hi, Alistair Ogilvie. And there's Marianne saying how much she misses all the Mànran gigs. Lots of people looking forward to the stream. And there's Gail saying she actually gigged with Aidan at Feminist Words and Music in February 2017. And hi to Marion in Livingston. And hello to Tom again. Right, excellent. And keep telling us where you're watching from. It's always good to hear. Right, so next up, we are going to talk to Alana MacInnes. Hello, Alana.
Hello, Simon. Did you forget who I was for a minute there?
Never. It's called multitasking and not doing a very good job of it.
That's okay. I'm doing a bit of multitasking as well. While I was listening to the boys, I've been painting and decorating, or interior designing, possibly is what you might call it. And I've got some paint stains on the carpet, which I was trying to get off. And luckily, the most amazing thing for the current climate is that you can get it off with hand sanitizer. It works perfect. So that's my top today.
I think there's only one way to say that. So did you grow these orchids yourself?
I did. I've had a very productive lockdown.
So anyway, you're coming to us live today from Galway. And,
from a very overcast Galway for the moment.
And a very locked down Galway as well, of course.
Yeah, very locked down. We're at the most crack of lockdowns. There's nothing going on.
That's Josie Duncan saying that Alana is her fave interior designer.
Who says that?
Josie Duncan.
Oh.
So you've just been involved. You've been involved in a live theatrical experience called Oro. Now, firstly, what is theatre in lockdown?
Well, Josie was actually involved in it as well, and it was quite tough actually, because we had to kind of deal with the whole restrictions of COVID, and I suppose with theatre it was so much more difficult because it is such a live thing, and it doesn't really I really love the live gigs because there's something kind of about even though it's not live, it is still kind of live on the screen, whereas it was harder to do that with theatre. So what we did was, luckily at the time, the restrictions were that you could have 50 people in a venue. So we had a casting crew of 17 and an audience of 33 for a week of shows. That's
amazing. And tell us about the show.
So basically, we had a massive big warehouse. This was a Galway 2020 event, and a huge big warehouse out in Connemara with lots of different rooms. So there was the main big part in the middle, and then there was a couple of different rooms out the back, and we used the whole space. And what it was 5 different languages. It was to do with the European language culture.
You can do it.
I can't remember. I was doing so well. European Day of Languages. So it kind of fit in with all that. So it was the Frisian language, the Basque Country Gaelic, Irish Gaelic, and Cornish. Those were our 5 languages. And we were supposed to have Welsh as well, but that didn't work out in the end. So it was 10 different artists from all of the corners, and we put together a show. So we didn't really know what we were doing or what it was about or what kind of show it was, but and then we had COVID to deal with as well. So it was pretty tough, but it worked out pretty well in the end, and we got a nice show out of it too. So I was delighted with it.
And you were playing a sort of multi-roles in the show.
Yeah, I was making the tea and I was doing this and doing that. Well, I was production manager and I was also playing in the show and doing a wee bit of messing about and moving around and being a shadow. Basically.
How'd you be a
There's nothing I
shadow?
love more than blending in and being a shadow.
Did you have to paint
You know
yourself
me?
black every night?
Well, not quite, but so the way it started, it was kind of big, huge, kind of horrible, dirty warehouse, and the audience walked in, and then suddenly the lights went off, and there was gorgeous lighting and music and singing and humming and all that kind of thing, and it was lovely. But then we also moved the audience from room to room for different scenes. But also, just to make it even more difficult, we flooded the place as well to get the effect of kind of the reflection on the ground. So it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, actually. I mean, that's ideas for Mànran. You know, they could basically flood the floor of the barrels and be playing in front of a loch.
In fairness, the light goes to the Tidelines, and it's normally pretty flooded with drunk anyway by the end of the night.
Yeah, it'd be a sticky loch.
Aye. You'll be stuck to the floor, and that's not even, that's just the effect of a gig, isn't it?
So, we've got a few photos here, and I thought you could tell us what's going on in them. So here's the first photo. Yeah. In theory, this is the first photo. There it is.
Yeah. So this is the opening. It's a big, horrible, dirty warehouse. And this is Time Jenkins, who comes from Cornwall. He was a spoken word artist. And he's basically he gets up onto the ladder, but he's too short for the lights. So he's kind of turning on the lights with his magical, mystical powers.
That's amazing.
It's got everything. It's got something for everyone, this play.
Right, and this one?
So this is still the opening. So there's Diarmuid Jafilta there. He's from Ennis, and he's one of the Irish actors, and he's kind of telling him he's full of nonsense and so on. But you can see the audience there. They're 2 meters apart, and we made those wee benches out of scaff planks. So scaffolding planks, we got them from Castlebar, and we got some local joiners to turn them into wee benches. So I don't know if you can see on the very, very far side, you can see half of it there. But so our audience were kind of sitting all around the outside. And this floor here, where you can see the concrete floor, you can see a little puddle there, but we flooded that entire floor.
Someone's having fun somewhere. And what about this picture here?
Yeah, so this is when the lights kind of cut. This is still at the beginning when the lights kind of cut. And we had a guy called Mark Burke, who's a lighting designer over in Ireland, and did amazing things with some wee handheld lights, and the lights would be moving as well with the dance pieces and so on. So it was I just can't believe I was there. I feel very lucky that I was involved.
Yeah, well, here's one more picture, and then we can have a look, because this also features the one and only Josie Duncan.
It does. There's Josie there sitting down, and we've got. So this was another mental thing about this play. The director, Tidelines MacInnes, who is a total genius, turned round to us one night in the production office and says, "Can you get some pallets, because we want to rehearse on, and we're going to build a 72-foot table." So if you look at that picture again, you can see that is the 72-foot table that we got some of the local joiners to make again. And they did, it was covered in roses, and they did the cast did a dance and a song and a bit of moving and shaking and jiving on that.
Andrew on YouTube's asking if you met Taryn Spalding Jenkins.
I did. I worked with him for a good 6 weeks in Connemara.
Amazing.
He's an amazing spoken word artist, so you should definitely check out his work. I think he goes by the Cornish Poet.
All right, I see. Amazing. We must check out more. Well, thanks very much for telling us about this, Alana. That's great. So
That's all right.
Well, we know
I'm
what that
missing
tune
the hot seat,
means.
Simon.
What's that?
I'm saying I missed the hot seat. I don't like being on the receiving end of these questions.
I know COVID's
Much
not
prefer
very
asking
good.
them.
I'm
It
hatching
can
a
be
plan
quite
though. I'm hatching a plan though, so you can get back to being the quiz with the hostess with the mostest. Right, so guys, I hope you're all ready. Have you got your buzzers ready?
Oh,
No.
oh, this is mine. I've just found some Tidelines, so that'll do me.
Gary, you must have something in a box. Gary is, for people at home, is just moving today.
Let's see what we have in here. Here's a camera. I'll just press it. There we go.
Excellent. Right, good. Right, well, let's now, as we know that Ryan from Mànran was joining us today, so one of these questions is for him. So someone will have to step up to the mark.
I'm not sure anyone can manage that.
If this is about Cork, I'll go and get my flatmate.
Right, so the first question. Fort William is named after which king?
I'm going to let Aidan take this one.
It was William and his fort, wasn't it?
That's right.
But which William?
Oh, come on now. Nobody knows that.
Wikipedia does. Gary?
William of Orange.
William the Third. I think that was William of Orange as well. And as a bonus question, his wife gave her name to which town?
Clackenpushel.
Achelty
Maryborough.
Oh,
Full of the facts. Right. Question 2. What is the name of Kieran Ryan's Trad Awards nominated album?
Ban Jacks. Oh, baby.
Right.
So certain, too.
This is for Ryan. But I left it in because it's really quite interesting. Cork Harbour in Ireland is said to be the second largest natural harbour in the world after... Anybody? It's Sydney Harbour in Australia.
how am I supposed to say that?
You're too slow.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
It's the delay in the internet.
Quite interesting though. Right. How many letters are in the Gaelic alphabet?
18.
Correct.
Woohoo.
Bonus question. What are the missing letters when you compare it to the normal UK English alphabet? I mean,
Technically, H, J, K, Q, V, the X,
missed out
W.
W. Excellent, that's very good. And for the first time, we've actually got a second bonus question. What was originally used to teach the Gaelic alphabet? Come on, Gary.
I was going to say I don't have Gaelic, so this quiz very much is based on Alana here. So we're looking at you, Alana, to give all the answers. And Aidan's Gaelic from Orkney isn't as strong as it used to be.
Yeah, the Orkney Gaelic, it's a totally different alphabet, actually.
Yeah, it's a different alphabet altogether.
No, but I don't know if this is because my mum's a teacher, but I'm going to say phonics because that's what I used to hear them talking about all the time.
Well, it was actually used in names of trees.
Ah, I did know that.
Which is an interesting link to Hamish Napier's album The Woods, which is also nominated in Trad Album of the Year. So so I should actually say go to scotstradmusicawards.com and find out more about all of these nominations. Right, final question. This is especially an Orkney question. How many band members are in The Chair,
Yeah.
Nos, the Wrigley Sisters, Farah, and Karen Tweed? So
14.
Oh,
Wrong.
that's tricky. 20?
15.
Close.
18.
Higher or lower?
19.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, 8 in The Chair, 4 in Nos, 2 in the Wrigley Sisters, 4 in Farah, and there's only one Karen Tweed, who's living in Orkney. So I don't know who really won that. Did Ryan win that?
he did pretty
I
well,
could
yeah.
possibly get
We could
4
give it to
points in
him.
any quiz. To be sure.
Well, guys, thank you very much for coming along today. Great to hear about this upcoming gig on the Saturday, the 14th of November at 7:30 p.m. Mànran.co.uk. I'm going to put that on screen again because I can. There we go. Great ticket prices for everybody. I'll definitely be there. And thanks for telling us about what's going on in Galway, Alana.
That's good.
Because
It's not much.
not that you're going to be going anywhere else. And next Wednesday we have got Anna Wendy Stevenson, and we're going to have a special programme all about the University of the Highlands and Islands, which is very exciting. So we'll see you later.